Good morning, or it is still morning, yeah. I have a it's Thursday tune-up for you today. I got distracted on Tuesday and didn't have time to do this. And I missed last Tuesday because I was having a procedure done on my heart. And as much as I would like to make this a weekly thing, um, it depends on how distracted I get on Tuesdays and whether or not I feel inspired on that day. And I had this thought a few weeks ago and ended up changing it to something else the last one of these I did. So today I want to talk about balance, and I can see it's really dark in here. Let me turn on, because I don't have this light on. Let's turn this light on. Oh, so much better. Okay, maybe you can see me now. Just so you know, I do these off the cuff. I don't feel like too much editing needs to come into these videos because you kind of get to see who I am and my thought process if I didn't write it down ahead of time as I'm going through these things that I'd like to teach you and help you improve your fitness and your quality of life. Um, so, balance exercises are amazing because they help you become more agile, maybe more graceful. I'm not graceful, but I'm very agile. And it helps with your proprioception, which is your ability to um, figure out your body in the space around you. And that's a very layman's definition, but um, proprioception is a good way to is a big word for like mind body perception. And I typically have clients do this at the end of their workouts. And the reason I have them do that is because I want you to do these exercises barefoot. No socks, no shoes. Because I really want you to be able to feel the floor when you're doing some of these exercises. I'll show you 3 different ones, and I think I'll revisit this subject next week in adding balance exercises to a typical workout and not doing them at the end of the workout. Part of the reason I'm going to show you the balance exercises today is it's a way to correct bad, not bad, imbalances that you have maybe built up over the years of compensating or having injuries, that sort of thing. I keep saying the word because again, I'm doing this off the top of my head. But these exercises are really simple, but they can be very hard depending on what level you're at. And it's really important that you activate your core muscles when you're doing these exercises. And so, just a reminder, you want to lift your boobs up or lift your chest up if you're a dude, and shoulders back. Typically, hands on the hips when you're doing these. If you're having trouble balancing, you can bring your hands out to the side. Or if you're really having trouble balancing, find a piece of furniture that your fingertips only, like, we'll pretend like my fingertips are touching the top of the chair. Only fingertips and not like grabbing onto something to help you, because then you're compensating too much and not allowing your body to do most of the work. So hands on the hips or hands out to the side, or fingertips balancing on a piece of furniture or something stable. Could even be the wall. But the other thing is if you're using a piece of furniture or the wall, you don't lean into that stabilizing thing. Because again, you'll just develop more imbalances as you're trying to fix them if you're leaning. So don't lean. So no, I'm a little teapot. Okay. First balance exercise is you want to make sure that your feet are square to your hips and to your shoulders. All right. So once that's done, the other thing I want to tell you about keeping your balance is squeeze your butt really hard if you're starting to fall over, and plant your big toe into the floor, because what will start to happen when you start to lose your balance is your foot will, if you can notice, like I'm rolling my foot a little bit, your foot will want to roll, and you don't want to do that. You want to just plant that big toe and the inside ball of your foot into the floor and like force it to stay there. And remember to breathe. So you can start with exercise 1 for absolute beginners, which would be to, remember, you lift up your body first, kind of squeeze everything just a little bit here, and bring your toe off the floor. Now this is absolute beginners where you're having trouble keeping your balance. And it's kind of good to do this in front of a mirror or your smartphone camera, because you'll notice that, like, I started out like this, where my hip is lifted here, and then I dropped it back down to do true balance. And what I don't want you to do is this. This is counterbalancing. If you really can't lift your foot up like this and hold it, then you can do a little bit of counterbalance, but I don't want you to get used to that. So we want true balance. And so level 1 would just be standing on one foot, making sure you're square at the hips from side to side, and holding it there. Even if your toe is just barely coming off the floor, that's great. So I usually have people start about 3 seconds per repetition and 10 on each side. And then we'll just move up to like level 2 for beginners. And that is, again, planting your feet hip width apart and lifting the foot up and bringing it just slightly forward of the opposite foot, and then stretching that foot out. The first few times you do these exercises, they're really annoying, because you will start to feel all the areas of your body that feel slightly weak. And you don't have to bring your foot up high. You turn to the side again. So lift your foot up slightly first and then press forward. And how that's pretty high, but even if your foot's here, that's fine too. What I tell people is pretend you're a ballerina and you want to make your leg as long as possible from hip to toe. Like, really point those toes. All right. So again, 10 on each side, 2 to 3 second hold, and you could work yourself up to 10 seconds per repetition, but that would be like a month down the road. And you don't necessarily want to do these every day, but 2 to 3 times a week at the end of your workout is a good way to start. And again, on bare feet, preferably not on carpet, because we really want you to feel the floor, and we want the surface you're standing on to be really stable. All right, so now we're going to go to level 2 of that same exercise. So you're going to lift that foot up and bring it out, right? Hold for a couple of seconds, bring it back in. If you need to catch your balance, put your toe on the floor. So we're going to go here, bring it to here, and out to the side. Now the out to the side part is a little bit harder because you're going to want to lean. So try not to lean, but try to lift that foot up as high as you can while keeping this side of your body pretty straight. Okay. Also, it's good for your obliques doing this exercise. To make your waist smaller. Again, lift that foot up, reach, bring it back in, and toe to the side. And it's great if you have a trainer who's watching you, but if you don't, again, use a mirror or your smartphone camera so you can watch that you're not collapsing on the other side. Now, this next exercise is a little more difficult because we're going to start with the same toe pointing, toe out to the side. We're going to add one more element to that. And this is the one where I do have people typically hold on. I might need to hold on because it's been a while since I've done this exercise. And you're going to add a little turn to this 3-step routine. All and you're going to turn a little bit slightly, press that toe behind you. So um, one of these sides I can do great on. The other one I always tend to kind of fall out of it. So this is where you want to go nice and slow and point your toe. But you do want to twist. Now here's the kicker. Don't go too far in that twist. Only go as far as this knee joint will let you. Because we don't want to cause an injury by you thinking you've got to twist all the way around. So again, point your toe, bring it in. If you need to touch the floor, that's fine. Bring the toe out, bring it in again, because if you go from here to here, that's cheating. So don't do that. So out to the side, bring the toe in, and turn and hold. Yeah, again, don't go too far. Just pay attention to where this knee is telling you, the knee on your supporting leg. Because you may be able to go a little bit further on one side than the other. And if you can go a little bit further on one side than the other, then you want to either stretch that inner thigh of that leg that you're standing on, where you don't have the same amount of range of motion, or just work a little harder at twisting a little bit more each time. All right, so this would be level 3, and I'm going to show you 2 different exercises. And I would not suggest doing these until you're very comfortable and stable doing the other 2 I showed you. And I have to do this one from the side. So you're going to want to lift your knee up as high as possible. So knee as high as your hip. Right. It's hard for me to talk and think about talking to the camera and doing this at the same time. So again, you're going to start with everything lifted and activated, and knee up. Okay, that's part 1, and you want to practice part 1 first. And when you're feeling comfortable and strong, you can go to part 2. Again, it's been a long time since I've done these exercises, but they're, I don't know, I might kick that piece of furniture behind me. So lift up. From here, you're going to lean forward and kick back. Now this would be a time where you could bring your arms out, but maybe not. It's better to keep your hands on your hips. Again, lift up, knee as high as the hip, and if you can't get that far, go as far as you can. But you want to get that knee up as high as possible. And from here, you're going to go straight back. And again, think about lengthening your body from shoulder to hip to toe as long as possible. It's not necessarily about height, but it's also about length. All right, so the third, well, I guess this would be the 4th exercise, the 4th combination of exercises. We're going to lift that knee up again as high as the hip, and then you're going to turn to the side. So think Captain Morgan, right? Turn to the side. Again, it's only as far as this knee is going to let you go. And if you can get all the way to the side, great. But you want to keep your shoulders mostly pointing forward. Other side, knee up, nice and high, and turn that hip to the side. This is also great for the gluteus medius. And actually doing balance exercises makes your leg muscles really tight and strong because they're used to supporting you. These are also great for your back. Again, 10 repetitions per side, holding for however many seconds feels comfortable for you. I normally say 2 to 3. And just make sure before you go from one side to the other or from one repetition to the next that you are balanced and you have good control of what's happening so you don't go flying on the floor and injure yourself. because balance exercises make it so you're less injury prone. So don't injure yourself in the process. Again, I think I want to revisit this topic next week and show you how to incorporate into some of your workouts where you wouldn't have to take your shoes off. But if you're not used to doing balance exercises, or you're weak and have not worked out for a while, or haven't done strength training in any way for a while, or just have balance issues, make sure you work on these exercises for about a month before you move on. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you learned something new or you have comments, good or bad, let me know, and have a great Thursday.